Hey guys, Indian here. I got a request from some of you for me to make a video about my UI slash add-ons. So here it goes. Basically, for my main UI setup, I guess the user interface I use is Xpearl, which you can see clearly over here. And I have my focus right here, target, and my own screen right here. My buffs are still on the normal scale. So basically, it's Xpearl, and then I'm just gonna go through all the add-ons that matter for arenas, I guess. Which after that, I guess I use Tell Me When, which I don't really use for my shaman, but it's a really nice add-on for some classes, which I use like for my warrior and stuff like that, just to see like when I get procs and stuff. And then I use Shaman Friend. It shows you like when you ground stuff or when you purge someone, like what you purge, what you ground, what your crits are and stuff, which I really like. So it's a fun add-on for me. Reflex is just an add-on. It just shows you like all your arena matches and like the MMR and who you queued up against and stuff like that. And recount, everyone knows what recount is. I just like to see the damage for fun and like all the different amounts of damage and stuff. And after that, let's see. Necrotic track I really don't use. It's kind of old. It's out of date. Keep going, moving up. Let's see. I definitely use Loose Control. It's one of my favorite add-ons. Shows you when your target, your focus, your party members, or yourself who are going to the CCs. Blizzard just came out with this, but I really don't like Blizzard's new Loose Control, and I really hate the new red, your action bars going all red and stuff. I don't like that, but whatever. It's a nice change, I guess. And then I use Juked, which is I guess another version of interrupt bar with a little bit more added stuff. And I don't use healers after that because it's messed up in arenas and it shows everyone else healers. And then I use let's see, for arenas, Gladius. Obviously everyone knows what that is. And then Gladiator Losa, it calls out like all the cooldowns that your opponents are using. It's like a bubble or their burst or something. It's kind of nice. Usually it's not like I keep it really low because I'm always in Skype and stuff, so I don't really need it. But in my videos you can actually tell because it's very clear. And then I use Diminishing Returns, which is a really good add-on that every time you hex someone, pierce someone, poly someone, it will tell you the DRs on your Gladius and stuff like that, or on their target frames or wherever you want them to show it. And then let's see, and definitely I use Bartender, which I love for my add-ons, or what am I saying, for my action bars, just to keybind them, especially for like extra action bars like over here. So I have way too many macros and stuff like that. And also I guess the one that I skipped over, which some may be concerned about, is Healbot. And you might ask, why would you be using Healbot? It's for noobs and stuff. Yeah, I get it. The only reason I use Healbot is because I used to be a PvEer a long time ago, and I just kind of got used to the whole looking at Healbot for like decurses and stuff like that. I don't actually use it for decursing. I have macros right here, same as for healing and stuff like that. But it's just nice because I use the default Blizzard frames for party frames, and so I guess it's nicer for me when someone gets hexed or something. It's easier to just like see when someone gets hexed or who's hexed. For me, it's just easier for me to actually notice it, so I just kind of keep it there just for that one simple purpose, nothing else. Well, that was it, guys. If you have any more questions, let me know. Hey guys, Indian here. It's just macros for my Enhanced Shaman. This is what I currently use. I guess the main macros that I currently use are basically for Arena 1, 2, and 3, targeting right here. And then I have Focus Arena 1, 2, 3, which are, in my opinion, are really important macros that everyone should be using, or if you're not, you should try using them. It will help you out a lot. And then I use my macros for casting heals on both my party members. So it's just /cast at the player and then healing surge basically. And then I have stop casting grounding totem. So this was mainly for when I play Ellie or if I ever heal, which I don't really do anymore. I get bored of it. But regardless, even if you're as enhanced, you're casting, you just use that simply just use the macro and you just put a grounding totem down. And then for my ascendants, I guess I have my little one shot, which is basically cast ascendants, cast LE mastery, cast my fire elemental totem, my trinket, and my blood fury racial. So basically, what I normally try to do in an arena match is that once I know I can keep up on my target, I'll make sure that I unleash elements first, which will give me static shock procs on my melee attacks also. And because of that, and then I pop my ascendance macro, or my super burst macro basically. What that does is because during ascendance, you actually hit with your melee attacks from range too. This will create static shocks from range. And so using unleash elements before you actually burst is really important, that it will just give you that little extra damage that you're looking for. And then obviously I use my 2 cleanse macros for who I'm playing with. It's just slash cast add player cleanse spirit. And then I just made a symbiosis macro for focus symbiosis, because a lot of times I play with a lot of druids, and from what I get from druids is solar beam, and it's really nice to have a focus solar beam for the healer or the DPS who I want to focus solar beam, as well as I have the normal symbiosis. And then I have my cast healing rain, which thing is you can put healing rain. I can spam shift, which mine is shift F, but I can spam that and it won't go away. So, and healing rain is really situational. I don't use it that often, but I mean in some cases it's needed, or just to like stay ahead. It's really situational, but it's nice to have. And then I guess I have slash use healthstone, just because I got tired of like putting health stones on my bar every time I went to the arena or whatever, whenever I play with the warlock. And I have focus hex, which is just slash cast target equals focus hex. I have my focus purge, and then I have slash stop casting, which I don't really need anymore, so especially as enhanced. I guess I have another healthstone, which because I also have a Draenei Shaman, and which here what I normally do is I put in Gift of the Naru along with healthstone. And then okay, that's elemental mastery. Alright, now this is I guess my mini burst cooldown, I guess, which is when I put down Stormlash Totem, I also use elemental mastery, trinket, and blood fury. This is for when I don't have ascendance, because all the other cooldowns are 2 minutes. Ascendance is 3. So let's say I just want to put out a lot of pressure, I can still do that with just using this macro. So it's pretty nice. And then obviously the same thing with stop casting with tremor totem, because when you want to use grounding or tremor, you want to use it right there and there. You don't want to do it after your cast is done, because that might be too late. And then I have my stop casting focus wind shear and stop casting wind shear macros. And that about does it. Hey guys, Indian here again. Alright, this is just for my basic talents and glyphs guide, basically. For me, me as a shaman, I tend to play a lot of Turbo Cleave often, or currently I'm playing Turbo Cleave, I guess. For me, I like to use Nature's Guardian. Stone Bulwark Totem I think is really pointless, especially for my gear level right now, because I have really bad gear. This is my alt shaman, and technically now this is my main, because my alt shaman is I made it go, or my main shaman I made it go LE just for fun. And so my gear is really low on this shaman right now, but that's whatever. So Stone Bulwark I don't really like, because it's like one melee attack from a warrior or something. And Astral Shift is nice, and I guess the good part about Astral Shift is you can use it while silenced, but I just think it's a 2-minute cooldown and it lasts for 6 seconds. So it's nice in some situations, but a lot of times what happens as a shaman, like, it's not usable in a stun. And what happens usually as a shaman, like, you can pretty much live when you're not in a stun, but what happens a lot of times you go into like a 2-3 second stun and you just die, and that's not rare as an enhanced shaman. And so for that I like Nature's Guardian, because it's a 30-second cooldown and it's actually really nice. You gain so much health with it. And then for my level 3 or tier 2, I go with Earth Grab Totem for now, because Windwalk is nice, but I play with a paladin who has 2 freedoms. So I mean, some would still prefer Windwalk Totem just because for the extra freedom. But it's situational. If I play like a mage team or something, I'll get Windwalk again. And Frozen Power is nice, but it's just thing is for me, I have a bigger use for Earth Grab Totem because I AoE Earth Grab a lot. So it's just basically an AoE Frozen Power, and it's just, for me, it's really nice because I combine that with Capacitor Totem. I can transfer it somewhere and then also root someone or stun them. So it's a really nice way to actually like not let someone escape from your Capacitor Totem also. And then obviously Totemic Projections, which as an Enhanced Shaman I think is a must for your specifically Capacitor Totem and Grab Totem. And I've played around with the all three talents a lot. Ancestral Swiftness, which used to be like, I used to like kind of enjoy it against some teams just to like NSX like instantly on demand, but and then Echo the Elements is nice, but thing is with the whole healing nerf and everything and it not benefiting from the actual Healing Storm glyph, I really don't like it for healing at all because it doesn't proc as much as you like. And I think it'd be a nice talent if you had Elemental Blast, but that's something you can look into. But for right now, I like Elemental Mastery, which combined with Unleashed Fury, your melee attacks enable the static shock effect on melee attacks, which is really nice. Combined with Elemental Mastery, you can do a lot of damage, especially in Ascendance when your melee attacks are considered nature damage too. And then for the I guess level 75 talents, it's just a choice between Ancestral Guidance and Healing Tide. What I've realized with Ancestral Guidance is that it does a lot more healing than Healing Tide. It's like a lot more. It's really burst healing. But the only problem with Ancestral Guidance is you have to be able to, you have to be mobile. You have to be on your target. You have to be hitting something. And a lot of times I guess it's really amazing, especially when you use Ascendance. So like if you're in a duel or something, in a 1v1 situation, Ancestral Guidance can be really amazing because if you pop Ascendance, you can be at like 10% health and you'll get topped off. It's really nice for that. But what happens a lot in arenas is that you're doing it for your partners, you're LOSing, you're kiting people, and so it's just, for me right now, Healing Tide is much better. Even though Healing Tide got a big nerf in 5.1, I guess technically, well all the off heals did, but for Enhanced Shamans I think it hurt a little bit more. But regardless, I think Healing Tide Totem for me is I like it the best right now. And then for level 90 talents, Unleashed Fury obviously is just amazing. You get that extra mobility from Frostband Weapon, the 50% increased movement speed is really nice. And then obviously your Static Shocks combined with Elemental Mastery during Ascendance is amazing. Like Elemental Blast is nice, but it's just the fact that like using Elemental Blast and then using it's also amazing if you get the Mastery proc. It's a little bit harder to set up, and my playstyle is that I almost never use Lightning Bolts, and so I use almost every single Maelstrom procs for healing, and so it's just for me right now, Unleashed Fury is a lot more consistent damage. If you're looking for some comps where you're just looking to one-shot someone, Elemental Blast is an amazing one-shotter, so you can look into that. But for me, I'm using Unleashed Fury right now. And the glyphs that I'm running with is, I think Healing Storm is a must. So because basically what happens is with 5 stacks of Maelstrom, your heal is increased by 100%. So like right now, let's say I'm doing Healing Surge, it did 25k. With this at 5 Maelstrom procs, it would do 50k. If it crits, 100k. And plus in a healing situation, it might be a little bit increased. Or I mean a PvP situation. So obviously I think that's a must. And the Purge glyph, this is like the best glyph ever, and I think everyone QQs about it. But I mean, I love it. Obviously, I'm Enhanced Shaman. You purge 1 additional magic effect, and I think in MoP in general, Shamanistic Rage glyph is actually really nice. Some people like the usage of the Capacitor Totem or the Hex glyph, but for me, I personally think Shamanistic Rage glyph is really nice, where it removes magical effects. Especially with the 8-second dispel, like getting out of Hodges or the DK stun from Endless Winter, or getting out of deep freezes, or sometimes even if you need to get out of roots and stuff like that, which normally you shouldn't use for, but you can. But so it's just in general, this is really nice. So those are 3 glyphs, and I use Glyph of Lava Lash so that my Flame Shock doesn't spread for my main target, because I do apply Flame Shock, because as it technically does equal more damage in the end. So just spread added pressure. So I definitely don't want to spread Flame Shot because they'll stop my Pally's Repentances, or Flame Shot can actually break a Warrior Spirit really easily, surprisingly and sadly. And I just use Lake Strider for whenever I go into Ghost Wolf, it gives me the Water Walk effect, or the Water Walk buff, which is actually really nice because Ghost Wolf can be purged. So this just helps. It's a little modifier, and plus if you're like in a BG or something, you're just running around, it's kind of nice. And then obviously the Totemic Encirclement, which you put down one totem and it'll put down every other totem with it. So let's say I put down my Steering Totem, and it just put down like fake totems with 5 healths, each of them, just random totems. So that's really nice. So it's just a little bit harder to actually kill your totems. They can't just like tap target it or just like randomly click one thing. They actually have to like look for it a little bit. So I like that personally. So basically that's it. That's my talents and glyphs.